Buenos días. Hoy es el 24 de abril. This is session number 7. Today we're going to start capítulo 6b, or chapter 6b. This chapter is called La Casa. We just finished looking at your bedroom, el dormitorio, and now we're going to look at the rest of the house. Before we start to take a look at some related vocab, there's a few questions here for you to answer personally. Número 1 dice, ¿Dónde vives? Where do you live? Yo vivo en la ciudad de Buffalo. Vive cerca o lejos de la escuela? These might be new words for you. Cerca is near, lejos is far from school. Yo vivo cerca de la escuela. ¿Con quién vives? With whom do you live? Vivo con mi esposo y 2 hijos. ¿Cómo es tu casa? What is your house like? Mi casa es azul. Es mediana, medium, average in size. Okay, so those questions use the verb vivir, to live, and vivir is a regular IR verb. Vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, and viven. Today you're going to identify different parts of the house. You just went through this on Quizlet and saw the various vocabulary. Please, when you're labeling your house, be careful to include the article as well as the correct spelling, okay? So that when you study it, you have the correct spelling. I'll go through a few of these with you. So for the exterior of the house, you have el techo. This is la chimenea. La ventana. La puerta. And as you write them, I would say them out loud to help with spelling and pronunciation. Las escaleras. This is called el acero, which is a sidewalk. And here, the grass, the yard, el jardín, or el césped. Both of those are correct. The driveway, el camino. El garaje. Again, be careful with spelling. It's a J, garaje. And again, the montaña in the background, I mean, you could call it a jardín or a césped. Any of those things are fine. Some of us in our backyards have pools. Let's label that. That would be la piscina. Okay, and again, this is the exterior of the house. The interior of the house has various cuartos, or various rooms. You have, again, some of those listed in Quizlet. The most important ones to know are probably the ones that you see here. La cocina, el baño. These again are las escaleras. This here is the techo again. Those are the exterior parts. We'll leave that alone. Here you have la sala and el dormitorio. You might notice a couple of rooms are missing. We'll see those in the next house. We can look at those there, like el comedor, el despacho, and things to this nature. This is also a dormitorio, el cuarto, or el dormitorio. One important thing that is different in Spanish culture is the way in which we label the floors of the house. For this house, for example, we would say, esta casa tiene tres pisos. This house has 3 floors. A piso is a floor or like a story. It has 3 stories. In Spanish-speaking countries, we would say tiene tres pisos. It has 3 floors. But when we name the actual floors, this would be called the ground floor, la planta baja. It's the ground floor because it would have the door where you enter into the house from the ground level. The first set of stairs we take up go to the first floor, or el primer piso. And moving up again, we would get to the segundo piso. So again, you'll notice here that en la planta baja hay la cocina y la sala. On the ground floor are the kitchen and the living room. En el primer piso hay el baño y el dormitorio. On the first floor are the bedroom and the bathroom. Again, that's a little bit different than the way we would describe our own homes. For example, my house has 2 floors or 2 stories, and I would say on the second floor is where my bedroom is, but to Spanish speakers, that would be called el primer piso. Okay, if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to look at the Quizlet because I think that's explained pretty well there in the pictures as well. Inside each of these rooms, we have various pieces of furniture that are important for us to know. We'll look at those in just a second. Before we get there, just a quick question that goes along with the house. Donde is the question word for where. So you'll notice that these activities that I have listed here, some of them look very similar to the place in which you do them. For example, if I said donde duermes, where do you sleep? Duermes looks a lot like the room in which you sleep, el dormitorio. This word, el dormitorio, the bedroom, and the verb dormir come from the same root word. This happens often in Spanish. Donde cocinas en la casa? Where do you cook in the house? To cook, the verb cocinar, happens en la cocina, in the kitchen. So again, here you see the similar root words. Comes is to eat. That could be done in el comedor, which is the dining room. Again, comes. Miras la televisión. Obviously, that can be done in many different rooms. La sala, el dormitorio, etc. Te lavas is to wash yourself. Where do you wash yourself? So that would happen in el baño. And estudias. It could be in el estudio, in the study, if you have a study in your house or like an office space, el dormitorio, and so on. Okay, but again, just kind of noticing that these words are very similar in their roots. Okay, let's take a look at some of the furniture that you have here in the house. Not all of the furniture is necessary for level 1, so again, if you take a look through your Quizlet, you'll find the ones that are most important, but we're also going to label them here. I will pause the video to write them down, and then I will pick it up again so that you can go through each of the words with me. Okay, so again, a lot of these words you saw in 6A when you were looking at the bedroom, but just a quick review of some additional ones. Even some came from the classroom in Chapter 2. Starting with numero uno, please repeat them. La mesa, la silla. A silla is a hard chair. Las escaleras. Number 4, typically this is in the washroom here, the furnace, the hot water tank. Those things in Buffalo most often are in our basements. I know this is not a basement necessarily here, but a basement in Spanish is el sótano. So number 4 is the washing machine, la lavadora. Numero 5, this room here can be called el estudio, or el despacho is another popular word for an office. En el estudio hay un escritorio. Okay. Numero 6, number 6, in the living room here we have el sillón. El sillón is this chair. An armchair, a more comfortable chair is called el sillón. We have number 7, el sofá. En la cocina hay un refrigerador, un lavabo. A lavabo is where you lavar los platos or lavar las manos. Número 10, the stove top is called la estufa. The oven in here where you bake is called el horno, H-O-R-N-O, el horno. En el baño hay un lavabo también. Hay un aseo, a toilet, or el inodoro. There are so many different words for toilet in Spanish. Número 12, la bañera. And número 13, up here kind of on the wall, the shower, is called la ducha. Number 14 is la cama, the bed. And again, you've seen most of the things in the bedroom in the last chapter. Here at the top of the house, this house has an ático, okay, as well. All right. If you were to look at this house and I asked you cuántos pisos hay, how many floors are there, you would count the floors. Here we would say 1, 2, 3. Hay tres pisos. En la planta baja hay el garaje, el comedor. Again, the dining room wasn't in the other diagram. Y el despacho. En el primer piso, on the first level, the first floor, hay la sala, la cocina y el baño. En el segundo piso hay un cuarto hay tres cuartos, tres dormitorios. Okay, so again, the house has 3 stories, 3 levels or floors, but they're called la planta baja, aquí, el primer piso, el segundo piso. Esta casa tiene 3 dormitorios, tiene un despacho y un baño, 1 bathroom. Y también tiene un garaje para un carro. Okay, so now that you've labeled the houses, please submit those notes and then take a few minutes, look over Quizlet once again, maybe go through the flashcards, and then you can take today's Prueba. When you are finished in this folder for today, for session 7, you will find a assignment called Oral Casa. That oral is a recording of a 6-sentence description in Spanish of your house using today's vocabulary. You can record directly in Schoology, and there is a rubric there so you can see how you will be graded. This is just a little bit of other information that you might need. I know I already expressed el sótano and el despacho. And then down below here you have some expressions you can use to describe your house. Mi casa es. Tiene, it has. I, there is or there are. Okay, so you can use those expressions as well in your recording. All right, guys. Hasta el martes. Have a good weekend.